Hi, hello dear students, welcome to social science class. So before this video, I have sent two videos already. I have sent two videos. In the two videos, so one video is in introduction, another video is the first part of the chapter Indian Freedom Struggle Part 2. So first part means the first some topics we have discussed. So in that topic we had seen in the First World War. So from the year 1914 to 1918. So what is the effect of that World War on India or the British rule on the India? So that I told. After that we had seen that to save the India or to organize the India or to unite the India to fight against the British, one person came. So he was so powerful, he was so strong, and he was so determined. He was Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhiji. We knew about him. So before he coming to India, so he worked in South Africa. There he has organized satyagrahas. So we had seen the meaning of satyagraha. The word itself says satya plus agraha. Satya means truth. Agraha means demanding. What we are doing now, satyagraha means we are demanding for the truth. What we are doing? We are demanding for the truth. So the India is belonging to Indians. So if the India is belonging to Indians, we have to rule. We have to rule. The ruler of India should be Indian. The ruler of India should be Indian. The British came from another continent, from another country. So England people. So they are ruling here. So we have to convince them. We have to say them, see, you are from other part of the world, you have your own country, there you are ruling. As like you are ruling your own country, we have to rule our country by our people. So that's what they have to make understand for the British. So that is what the idea of Gandhiji. See, for that, Gandhiji maintained Haratala, picketing, and civil disobedience movement, non-cooperation movement. So many events and movements he organized. He convinced the people. He went to jail. The people struggled. They lost their life. So we are seeing so many incidents before we get independence. From the 1990 to 1947, it was the time of Gandhi leadership. So he took the leadership of the India and he united the Indians, Hindus and Muslims. He organized a popular movements against the British and he brought independence to the India. So let us see in which year, what is the launch or what is the movement that Gandhiji organized to unite the India. So let us see by year wise. So here I have written already 1919 is Rowlatt Act. 1919 Jallianwala Bagh. It is on April 13th. When? April 13th. And 1920 to 1922 non-cooperation movement. 1922 onwards spread of armed revolution. So here I will say armed revolution and what Rowlatt Act and what non-cooperation movement is. Let us see 1990 Rowlatt Act. 1990s Rowlatt Act. Already in the second video, means in previous video I said what is Rowlatt Act. So Rowlatt was a judge. He was a court judge. He made one act. So that act says that any leader of the India can be arrested without trial. So he can be put into the jail for the maximum period of 3 years. So that was the act. But all the Indians opposed it because we are what we are doing. We are asking what we want. So we are asking the truth. We are asking a truth. So when we are asking the truth, so nobody can punish us. Is it right? So I am standing here. If somebody came and says that, sir, you are standing, I should accept because I am standing here. So otherwise I should not oppose them. No, I am sitting. No, I am sleeping, like that I can't say because this is the truth and I have to accept. So that's what the Indians are doing. So they said you are from other country, so you have to go to your country. That's what the Indians were doing. But the Rowlatt, he came and he made that kind of act. What is that act? What the act says? Act says that any Indian ruler can be arrested. Any Indian ruler can be arrested. Any Indian leader can be arrested without the trial. Sorry, I said ruler, no? So that is not a right statement. Any Indian leaders can be arrested without a trial and he can be put into the jail for the maximum period of 3 years. That is the act. So against that, all the Indians united and they were organizing a movement. They were opposing. So you know that how they will oppose. They will oppose by strikes. So in the same year 1919, Jallianwala Bagh massacre on April 13th. So April 13th is a special, not a special day, but it is a very important day, but it is very painful day for the Indians, because on April 13th, one set of the people in Punjab, in Punjab, Amritsar, so they celebrate Baisakhi. That is their national day. So like we celebrate Dasara. So all the Karnataka people will celebrate Dasara. Like that they were celebrating a Baisakhi day. So one set of people, they came to Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate that Baisakhi day. So there was another set of people. So another set of people, they came to discuss about Rowlatt Act. They came to discuss about Rowlatt Act. So they wanted to discuss how the British people were discriminating the Indians and how it is bad, how it is painful. So what are the effects because of the Rowlatt Act? So the two set of the people met, means they gathered in a single place called Jallianwala Bagh. One set people came to celebrate Baisakhi Day, another set of people came to celebrate Rowlatt Act. So their General Dyer, so he was the administrator of Amritsar, he ordered that martial law. So that means military rule. So he came with his military. So Jallianwala Bagh, all the people, some were discussing and some were celebrating the festival. So that was like a room. There was only entrance to go. General Dyer brought that tank to the door and he stopped. He closed that door and also he made all the people to stand on the wall. So immediately, without any warning, without any announcement, he ordered the soldiers to shoot. So all the soldiers, they were shooting here, the people, somebody don't know what is happening, because somebody came to celebrate, somebody came to discuss, they don't have any weapons. So that was a peaceful discussion, a peaceful gather. But what the General Dyer did, he came and he commanded and everybody is shooting. That is a room, they cannot go out, also they cannot stand there. So the panic, so many people died in that. So that is what called Jallianwala Bagh massacre that happened in April 13th, the painful day for the Indians. We should not forget that. So that kind of inhumane act was done by General Dyer. So that's what happened. So after that, the matter is over and he went to England. Gandhiji launched another movement. That movement is called Non-Cooperation Movement. 1922, Non-Cooperation Movement. So what is Non-Cooperation Movement? So Non-Cooperation Movement. First let us understand cooperation. What is cooperation means? If I want something, you will help and I will get benefit from that. For that I will do some benefit. That is what cooperation. Another example means I will come to the class. So when I come to the class, you will be silent. You will be silent. So when you are silent, I will take a class and I will say whatever I wanted to say. So that is because of your cooperation. If you don't cooperate, if you are shouting, if you are not listening, I cannot say whatever I want. So if you are silent, but if you are not listening means also, I cannot convey or I cannot say this information to you. So that is what cooperation is. Here, non-cooperation. Non-cooperation means not giving the cooperation. Not giving the cooperation to the British rule in India. That is what called non-cooperation movement. See, in the non-cooperation movement, what is that? So, if the students are going to the British established schools and colleges, so they have to leave that school and college. If the teachers is working in a British school, so they have to resign. If the lecturers are working, they have to resign. If the lawyers are working for the British, the lawyers have to give up their practices. If you get any award or any title from the British government, you have to give it back and you have to boycott foreign goods. Means nowadays we use the imported car, imported mobile, like that they were importing the clothes, they were importing the clothes and other goods. So we have to boycott. Boycott means we should not purchase the goods that was imported by the foreign, that was brought by the other countries. That was the plan of non-cooperation movement. So if we are not cooperating them, so they will not rule us. So without cooperation, what can we do? We can go. So just another example. You and me are talking and I will talk with you. Hey, how are you? And you will not reply anything. You will look simply. Hey, I am talking with you. You will look simply. Hey, please talk with me. You will not talk. Then what I will do? Hey, you are not talking. No, okay, I will go like that. So like that I will go. So this is what the plan is. We are not cooperating with the British and British will go back to their country. That was the plan. But they didn't go. But one incident took place in 5th February 1922. The Indians lit a fire or they give a fire to the police station. So that police station was located in Chowri Chowra. Chowri Chowra was the police station. So the Indians went there and they lit a fire. They burnt that police station. In that police station, the Indians were serving. Means I know that they were serving as a police under the British government. So they also died. So by looking this, Mahatma Gandhiji, one who wanted to get a freedom through the non-violence, that means without hurting anybody or without killing anybody, he wanted to get a freedom. He heard like that. He took back the non-cooperation movement in the year 5th February 1922. He took back that land because the land turned to the violent movement. So that's why it happened. So when he took back, at the same year, another important the thing that happened in India, that is spread of armed revolution. Spread of armed revolution. So Gandhiji's idea is non-violence. Non-violence. Non-violence means and there should be a no fight. There should be a no physical fighting. So there should be a demanding that. So I am demanding, you will understand and you will give what I want. That is what the Gandhiji's idea. But armed revolution, here you can see that Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Jatin Das and Rajguru, B.K. Dutt. So these people are the prominent one who get a armed revolution. Arm means here weapons. Arm means what? Weapons. So we have to use the gun, we have to use the bomb, we have to use the explosives and whatever. So if they are fighting, we have to fight. If they are killing the Indians, we have to kill the Indians. So that is what their idea is. So from 1922 onward, the spread of armed revolution started. So in that, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Jatin Das, Rajguru and B.K. Dutt are the prominent revolutionaries who took weapons or arms to fight against the British. So their intention is only to get India freedom. So Gandhi's intention is also same. His intention also to make India free. So their intention is also to make India free. But Gandhiji took the way of non-violence, but they took the way of violence. That is the difference. So here I am stopping. In the next video, I will say the conclusion part. So these are the 4 incidents that happened from 1919 to 1922. So after that, what will happen? How the British will react and how the Indians will react. How the British gave to independence to the India will be discussed in the next video. So watch this because you have This is important not only because of the exam, because of we are Indians, we have to know that how our elders and ancestors struggled